You've probably heard the saying that it's not what you know, but who you know. Well, when it comes to getting a new job, there's a lot of truth to this adage. There's a reason we call it breaking into an industry. I mean, after all, there are gatekeepers, they're protecting the industry. And sometimes getting past these gatekeepers can be just as challenging as actually acquiring the skills you need to be successful once you're on the inside. Put it this way, I often tell my students that when it comes to getting a job, it's not what you know, but who you know. But when it comes to keeping a job, it's not who you know, it's what you know.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future.
Now, I'm probably not sharing anything new. After all, think about the job you have right now. I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts somebody helped you get that interview. Now, obviously, this isn't the case for everyone, but most of us have the help of family and friends and folks in our network to help point us to or prepare us for a new job opportunity. So why is this so important to understand? Well, I'm about to drop some HR truth on you. When it comes to getting a professional level career position, many of these jobs are already filled even before the hiring manager posted the rec. Now, I'm not saying this is the case with every job in the environment, but you would be surprised how often this happens. Hiring managers have already scoped out the landscape and placed their eye on choice candidates before they even open the job. And in some cases, now brace yourself, the top candidates helped write the job description. So what does this mean for you? Well, it means that the best time to get in front of a hiring manager is before the hiring manager has even really started thinking about the job. And the way you're going to do this is by getting on the inside through your network. But now here's the rub. How do you build a network inside of a brand new industry? An industry where you really don't know anyone? Well, there are a few ways that we can do this. The first thing you can do is leverage your existing network. Now, yes, you may not know anybody in the new industry, but odds are somebody in your network knows somebody in the industry. Think of it as kind of a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, if you will. The idea is that everybody in the world is connected to everybody else through about, 6 or less degrees of separation. So take advantage of this and see who in your network knows people in the industry. And as you do this, I really encourage you to strategically build your network. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean, you want to add those people who can truly help you break into this new industry. That means being a little selective. Don't just add everybody and their dog. Add those people who can really help give you an in into this new industry. Now, my favorite tool for doing this is using LinkedIn. Now, no, they're not a sponsor of this video or anything like that. They're just a really good tool to use as you try to strategically build your network. So if you don't have a LinkedIn account, I really encourage you to start one and to start adding people in your network. Add those who you know right now, and from there you can start to branch out into this new industry. Now, another thing you can do is look at professional associations, these associations that grow up inside of these industries. Now, in some cases, the association may say, well, in order to join, you need to have X number of years experience, and obviously you don't have that. But in some cases, they have membership available to students or interns or folks like that. So you can take a look at this. Furthermore, many of these associations will allow their members to bring a guest to an event or to some sort of function. So if you can find somebody inside of the association who's willing to bring you as a guest, well, then that's an in you can use. And trust me, most people are really willing to do this. After all, they love their industry. They love to talk shop. They love to indoctrinate the next generation of professionals. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask if you can attend an event. You can also attend industry conferences and trade shows. Now, you have to pay for admission, but at least the doors are open to everybody. And trust me, every single profession out there has trade shows, conferences, things like that. So do a little bit of research and see if you can find a conference taking place near you in the near future. You can also reach out to college and university professors and ask them to connect you into their networks. After all, they're in the business of creating the next generation of professionals, and so their networks tend to be pretty strong and exhaustive. And so if you're able to persuade them, and it won't take a lot of work to persuade them, if you're able to persuade them to kind of help you connect inside the industry, well, then that's a serious shoo-in. Now, the final thing you can do is good old-fashioned cold calls. I know, not exciting, not sexy, but they can be effective. As I mentioned earlier, folks really kind of like their industry and they love to talk shop. And if they see that somebody is interested in what they do and interested in coming into the fold, if you will, they might be willing to set up a, hour or so lunch with you and kind of help you see what it's like to work in the industry. And this is a great way to add to your network. Now, don't go nuts with this. You don't want to start calling CEOs and CFOs and so forth. Yeah, you want to reach, but, be realistic. You'll want to find some directors, vice presidents, folks like that, and just call them, email them, reach out to them. Again, you'd be surprised how often they'd say yes to a meeting. And so there you go, some quick tips and tricks on building your network. Now, please, don't ignore this. Don't brush it aside. You would be surprised how important your network is when it comes to breaking into a new industry. So start that LinkedIn account, start building your network, and start getting those interviews. All right? So until we talk again, have a fantastic day. And hey, I'll tell you what, if you're trying to break into HR or HR internal communications, add me to your LinkedIn account. Couldn't hurt. Let's see if I can help you out. All right? Go get 'em.